Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kat, and in this video I will be making a review of the Kind Friend Journal. If you don't know what this journal is all about, I will cover everything you need to know in this video. The journal itself and the company who created it. I'm going to also talk about my thoughts and opinions about it. They sent me this journal back in December, and after using it for around 3 months, it is time to talk about it and to give you my honest opinion on it. This video is not sponsored, but I think this journal is worth talking about, especially if you're not familiar with it or if you're thinking about purchasing it. Before I talk about the journal itself, I wanted to introduce you to the Kind Friend Company in case you've never heard of them. The Kind Friend Company focuses on well-being and mindfulness. They are always trying to spread more positivity and kindness into the world, and they created this journal to help you finding balance and to appreciate the quiet moments in your life. Their website is in the description down below, as well as their Instagram account, where they post motivational quotes, and on their Instagram story highlights, they have everyone they have interviewed for their Kind Act Story series, including me. I did a huge interview for their series that covered bullet journaling, mindfulness, and gratitude. There's a link down below for that as well. Now let's talk about the actual journal. The Kind Friend Journal is a regular A5 journal. The cover is a soft faux leather and it says "Smile More, Stress Less" in gold, as well as their logo at the bottom. Includes an elastic band, 2 ribbon bookmarks, and the pages are 100 GSMs and have gilt edges. They are available in 5 different colors and they cost 30 Singapore dollars, so around 22 American dollars or 20 euros. When you open the notebook, you have a quote and a note from the company. Then you have the weekly template with examples of how to use the spreads. The weekly spreads include weekly goals with space for 3 goals, weekly tasks with space for 12 tasks, daily mood where you can write what you're feeling, habit tracker with space for 6 habits, and it also includes a gratitude and journaling section where you can write what you loved about this week, what you didn't like about this week, and what you are grateful for. You have a total of 13 weeks in one journal. I will talk about this part in more detail later on in the video. After the weekly spreads, you have a lot of dotted pages where you can journal or use it as your bullet journal or agenda if you want. The pages are a true white and the squares on them are a little bit bigger than the regular squares on dotted notebooks. The pages are not numbered, and on the bottom right corner you always have the reminder to be kind. The journal does not include a pocket at the end of it, and you will always have motivational quotes throughout the whole journal, which I found really great to keep you motivated and inspired. The journal has a total of 160 pages. Now that I covered all the details about the journal, I want to quickly talk about my thoughts as someone who used it for quite a while. First, this journal makes you journal more. It asks you questions about your week and makes you track your habits, and since you're doing that on it, it's easier to just flip to a blank page and to just journal about your day. And if you use your bullet journal to track your habits and goals and tasks, and you don't journal in your notebook, it's a little bit harder to move to another notebook and to journal on it. In this journal, you do everything in one place. However, if you have an agenda or a bullet journal, it's not functional to track your habits and write down your tasks on your planner and then to do the same thing on the Kind Friend Journal. I tried it for a month and I even did a review of my week using the Kind Friend Journal, and I found it pointless to track the same things into different places. I don't journal in my bullet journal, but you totally can, and so having your bullet journal to use as your planner and then this journal as your journal, I found it not worth it. Plus, if you really want a place to journal, any notebook from the dollar store works, because at the end of the day, it's just a plain notebook. I use my bullet journal to track my tasks, and I try to use this journal to journal, but the part of this journal that makes it different is that you have a tasks and goals section. So I tried to use both together, but it just didn't work. On the other hand, If you don't use a planner or a bullet journal, this journal can be the perfect tool for you. Like I said, here you have enough space to journal your thoughts on it because you have dotted blank pages, but you can also use it as your bullet journal or agenda. So, for example, you track your habits, tasks, and goals on the weekly spreads that they provide, and on the dotted pages, you can journal, create your monthly calendar, or any other thing that you'll do on your agenda or a plain notebook. But in this journal, they help you be more mindful by asking questions for you to journal about. So if you're not really familiar with journaling and you need a little help, they are here for you. As I mentioned earlier, this journal only has 13 weekly spreads, so you will not be able to use it for an entire year, unless you create your own weeks on the dotted pages. So it means that if you want to use this journal as your planner, one journal it's only going to last for around 3 months. So every 3 months you would have to purchase a new journal, which is a total of 4 journals per year. A total of 120 Singapore dollars, so around 88 American dollars or 80 euros per year. That is very expensive in my opinion, but it depends on your needs. If this journal really helps you, it's worth the money. But for someone who already has a planner, it's not worth it because, like I mentioned, if you really want to journal, you can do it on your bullet journal or to get a pretty cheap notebook and journal on it. Those were all the things that I found and felt while using the journal for some time. All the pros and cons can depend on your situation and needs. My final opinion on the Kindfriend journal is that for me specifically is not worth it because I don't journal a lot and I have a diary at home where I journal if I want to, and I have a bullet journal where I keep track of everything in my life. I don't really need another journal to do those. Although I have to admit that I journaled more than ever when I used it on the first month. This journal will be better in the hands of someone who doesn't have a planner and that wants to start journaling because in that case I feel like this journal will be a big help. I rate it a 4 out of 5 in general, and it's not because it doesn't work for me that I don't recommend you to try. Just keep in mind everything that I mentioned in this video. So that concludes my review of the Kindfriend journal. Their website and Instagram are going to be in the description down below. If I forgot to mention something about it or you want to know something in specific, feel free to write it down in the comments for me to answer it. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!